It's Mello season. Well, in case you guys missed Mello this year, I'm here to help. So today I'm going to talk about the 12 finalists as well as some of my favorite acts that didn't make it into the finals. And let me tell you, I've got some hot takes, okay? Sorry, Loreen, but you're not in my top songs. I don't care. Come at me. I know everyone's gonna freak out, but I have my reasons. So let me just say, I know that I'm getting way ahead of myself, but Loreen's performance, cool, great. Loreen's song, no, I'm already bored of it. I'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, that's enough of an intro. Let's get to it. We're talking about Melodifestivalen 2023. So in case you missed the 6 weeks of Mello, how much Mello was there? There were like, I think that's what it was. Was it 6 weeks of Mello? Man, and it just flew by. And you know what? I get it. I get that not everyone is into Schlager music. Is that what you guys call it? I recently learned that term. And I get it. It's not for everyone. But you know it is for everyone. Wholesome family fun. In last year's video, I titled it, I watched Mello 2022, so you didn't have to. Well, this year, I went even a step further. I went to Mello 2023, so you didn't have to. That's right, I got to see the finale, and I'll just go ahead and say it, it's probably better to just watch it on TV. Turns out the acts are not nearly as cool to watch from, only the right side of it, and everything's kind of small and blurry and full of smoke and lights. What I will say is that as I was walking around Friends Arena, which is in Stockholm, or just north of Stockholm, I was noticing I'm one of the tallest people here. And that's because it was all children. No one told me that that was the target audience. I almost wish I didn't know that because I've been loving it so much, and I didn't realize that the people I'm bonding with are 12-year-olds. But I had a great time anyway. I dragged my roommate with me, whether she wanted to go or not. Stop. You're already in the carrots. Woo. But I had the extra ticket, so she was forced to come with me. And I'm pretty sure she had fun. I hope. All right, we're kicking things off with Where You Are, Sávežan. I hope I'm saying that right. Henrik, Fjällgren, and Arc North featuring Adam Woods. Honestly, this one is a banger. The live performance was okay, but the song itself, I think, is really fun to sing along with. I do think that this performance was lacking in terms of staging. I just can't see a song winning when they just all stand there and just perform the song. Now, at some point, there was some girl leaping through the air. The guy was spinning out of control, so we did have some fun elements in there. Also, whenever I've seen songs where they have like a DJ as one of the performers, I always laugh because they don't have anything else to do other than just kind of like stand there by their DJ set. So then all they have to do is just look as happy as possible. All right, second performance of the night was Sekelius with Rhythm of My Show. This is one of my favorite songs from this year. And I'll also say that when I watched the the quarterfinal, the performance was shaky. But I thought the finale performance was really good. I thought the vocals matched so much better, unlike the claps from the quarterfinal. Dude. Now, speaking of double claps, I am a sucker for double claps. Basically any song that has them, I'm in. Like, So naturally, I thought the whole audience at Mello was going to be clapping along, and it was just me. From where I was sitting, nobody else was joining in on the double claps, and I was offended. I'm questioning whether any of these people had listened to the songs before they went to the finale, because who doesn't clap along to double claps? Anyway, love the song. Staging. I love the staging. Just, it matched so well. It was super badass. We had really cool red flames and pyro. We had great lighting. We had one of my favorite dance moves, which is like the squat and sway. Squatting. In terms of songwriting, I already mentioned, love double claps, but I also love the way that the beat comes back in right at the end, because it doesn't come in when you think it does. You think like, oh, it's gonna come now. Oh, one beat, boom. Oh, amazing. It's the rhythm of my soul. It's the rhythm of my soul. You know, I want to give shout outs to the actual songwriting. It's just nice when you have those little elements that stand out, and you can tell they put a little more effort into it instead of just cranking out a generic pop song. So, loved that. One thing about the songwriting I didn't love was just the lyric, "My body feels like a Van Gogh." Is that what you want your body to feel like? Have we seen Van Gogh's artwork? Because when I picture Van Gogh artwork, it's just kind of like a swirly mess. Not really what I would go for if I were to compare my body to a piece of art. Don't like that line in the song, but I'll give it a pass. I thought the rest of it was great. Number 3, we have One Day by Mariette. One Day. This song, I think, is just a classic, feel-good song. Sounds good, it's catchy. Nothing bad to say about it. The 4th song was called Air by Martinus. Why am I struggling to say all these names? It's one of my favorite songs, even ahead of seeing like the finale performance. When I saw them perform it live and I heard them sing it live, I was like, you know what? This one could win. And they were so close. I mean, yeah, I guess like points wise, it wasn't like 1 point difference, but you know, they got second place. But anyway, this song is catchy and the staging was really fun to watch. Not so much in person, but it was really fun to see it on TV where you see all the lighting and however they do that like swirly light effect. It was really cool. But then in person, you couldn't see the swirly light effect, so that was a bummer. All right, but can I point out what is the deal with Sweden and Mello and having a square platform, and then they just keep it all in the square platform? Like, that's like, I don't get it. Because when I saw them roll out the big old square stage thing, my first thought was like, oh, this is Loreen's performance. Ooh, is Loreen next? So that's when I realized, like, in the same show, we're getting 2 square dances. We're getting 2 square dances in this year's Mello alone. But you go back through past years, man, if they can bring out a square stage, they're gonna do it. I feel like this performance was super similar to Erik Saade with Every Minute. Similar. He's in a square, he's dancing around. Remember the chicken dance, you guys. Oh, you guys know it's a Mello video when I get this riled up. All right, next song. It's my favorite. Panetoz, On My Way. It's still my favorite song out of all of the performances this year. It's just a feel-good song. It's fun, it's catchy. Also in person, this was really fun to see live because that's when you could really feel the energy of the crowd. I think a lot of the times the audience energy is missing from watching the televised version, especially when they cut to the audience and you just see everyone just like literally sitting in their chairs and like waving a balloon. And it's like, do they enjoy this song? I can confirm, you guys, like in person, people were loving this song, dancing, at least in their seats, singing along. Like, this was such a fun song to see in person. Number 6, we have Maria Sur with Never Give Up. I'm sorry, you guys, I don't like this song. I don't like it. It is boring. It's generic. And those are the two things. It's just boring and generic. Now, I will counter that by saying the performer, Maria, great singer, truly. And you can tell she's young. I don't know how old she is. So she did great. And that's why I always want to like clarify any critiques that I have. I try to make it only about the song or the performance, not about the person themselves. They're all so talented, but the song, not good. Outfit, I liked the outfit. Also, this is one of maybe the only times where it was actually cooler to be there in person than to maybe see it from home, was when everyone had their lights on. I got to be a part of it. And what was really cool, and this is like a little behind the scenes, fun fact, I guess, is that on the big projection screen where they're showing the live performance, they turn off the performance and instead they put on giant text that says like, get ready to turn your phone lights on in a countdown, So that was cool. And a little fun fact about how they got everybody to turn on their lights at the same time. But other than that, I don't like the song.
Melodi nummer 7, 6 Feet Under, Smash Into Pieces!
When I saw this song for the quarterfinals, I remember thinking, I like it, but I just don't know if people will vote for it. And then it directly qualified. Yeah, so pleasantly surprised that Sweden liked this song as much as I did. I'm also surprised I liked it, because this is not my typical type of music. The song itself, very early 2000s themed, which I think that just brought a nostalgic sound to it. You find me and I find back, but when you come back, we get on, do it again. I will say, my roommate and I went in to the performance like this was the song we were cheering on, and so we were singing along with the whole thing. And the poor children sitting around us, because, we were surrounded by like 6-year-olds, they seemed scared that we liked this song so much. And also, what I thought was so good about this song was that they just sounded amazing live, and they had the energy. Like, everything about this was just so good, and they did do really well. They ended up getting 3rd place, so that was great. A couple quick things to mention. Are they from Örebro? I thought I was gonna check that before I started filming, and I haven't yet. So I'm saying it now, and I will research it while I'm editing. Are they from Örebro? Now, hold up everyone. I've got a plagiarism alert. It's so dramatic. No, because we actually have a plagiarism alert for Loreen's song, so stay tuned. You guys, bear with me here, because this is such a specific reference, and it's only to like 4 seconds of the song. But listen here, I'm gonna play this small part after the first chorus. Now, those of you that love Hilary Duff just as much as I do, which is no one, but anyone that might have seen and purchased her second album, where the first track is called Fly, Listen to this. You tell me if maybe 6 Feet Under, they either love Hilary Duff, it's possible, and I get it, or they just straight up stole it, inspired by it. Keep in mind, this song is very much early 2000s. And when did this album from Hilary Duff come out? Yeah, it's a little interesting. But we'll get to the other plagiarism. This is, okay, hold on. I need to add like a huge disclaimer. Like, I don't think they actually plagiarized anything, but I'm pointing out the similarities. And also just need to give my girl Hilary a little bit of credit. I actually did look into it. I was like, perhaps she quite literally had the same songwriters as somebody from Mello. But as far as I know, I did not see any overlap with songwriters. But it could have been possible. So, all right, we're moving on. Number 8 is Kiana with Where Did You Go? This is another song that's just like, yeah, good, solid, no complaints, I don't think. Shocking. You'd think if a song doesn't have any complaints, that would be one of my favorites, but wrong. I think it's just because it was pretty much standard pop song. What I will say is, yeah, she has a great low voice.
So many times I ask myself, I need to know, where did you go?
It's awesome. And she's so good. And again, we have another teenager. I don't know how old she is, but she's young. And just in general, the number of young performers that just did amazing. Really just have to give them a lot of credit, and they did such a great job. You can tell that she has a background in dance, so that was really fun. Same with Theoz, who's coming up. Now, in terms of lyrics, this is one of those songs where you don't think about the lyrics, and then when you do, you're like, what? Half the song, she's just saying like, where did you go, where did you go, where did you go? She's just very much like, where did you go? And then finally, she's like, under the stars, that's where I found you. And I'm thinking, well, technically, yeah, that's where we all are. We're all under the stars. So anyway, I feel like she either just didn't look hard enough or it was just so generic. I'm like, I don't know where that is, under the stars. Anyway, moving on. Number 9, we have Nordman with Släpp, Alla, Sorger. I didn't have too much to say about this one other than that they sounded great. I'm glad the song did make it to the final because it really just broke up all the other pop songs. But what I will say, and it has nothing to do with the live performance, but the little girl sitting next to me loved this song, and it was so precious. She must have been 6, 7, I don't know. She was very young, and this song, anytime that, also when they played it live, anytime that they would show the replay of all the performances, she jumped right in, sang along, and this was like the only song that she sang with. And basically, you can hear her in the background of this clip that I took here. So if you were sitting next to me in section 110, row 23, place 158 and 59, that was really fun to have you guys sitting next to us. It was really cute. All right, guys, we finally made it to Loreen's performance. So the 10th performance was Loreen with her song Tattoo. If you were to watch this performance on YouTube, which I totally recommend, you will be blown away by the staging. It actually like goosebumps, truly. In particular, when there's like the whole storm is a brewing and when they've got all the like symbols and the lights on like the thing above her. It's pretty, yeah, it gives you goosebumps. But here's the thing, and it's maybe because I have been criticized so much in the past. Whenever I've said anything about staging or the studio recording, and then people are quick to type out on the computer like, well, it's a song competition. It's about the song. It's always about the song. All right. Well, if it's about the song, I don't like the song. I don't like the song. And if you really think about it critically, it's not an amazing song.
2 hours later.
Hello, everyone. So I'm filming this a couple hours later. Basically, I do feel like I might have overreacted. I was thinking about how aggressive I was when I was filming this a couple hours ago, and you know, I don't want to bring that much negative energy. It's so obvious they wanted this one to win. Wow, really, really gave everyone a fair shot.
She's Loreen. I got it.
I've heard it 3 times. I'm kind of over it. I will admit that now that I've listened to the song fresh in my head, it was different this time. I'm here to admit that the song isn't so bad. I might have overreacted. It's okay. But what we haven't talked about yet is the plagiarism accusations. For those of you that missed it, this song got accused of plagiarizing this other song. So I'll go ahead and play as much of that as I can before getting copyrighted. So here we go. And then of course, once you hear Tattoo, this is what that sounds like. So you can definitely hear the similarities, but that's gonna be a tough case, I think, to argue that she's stolen that song. Like, it's such a normal chord progression, and it's just that one section, that's it. Trust me, after that point, that original song goes off the rails. Also, something I forgot to mention was the drama that happened during the quarterfinal. When I was watching it live, I thought it was a technical issue, which was very exciting because I've never seen a technical issue during a Mello performance. But basically, it starts, it's super dramatic. She's like sandwiched in between two squares, and this whole thing is starting and it's getting so intense, and then all of a sudden they cut away to one of the really far away cameras where you can see the audience, but then they never zoom back in. And so we just see the camera like zooming away farther and farther to the point where it's been like 10 seconds, 20 seconds. It's like, so basically after about 3 seconds, you're like, this doesn't feel right, but it's still going. And then sure enough, they never cut back with the camera, but they cut out her audio and you just hear her go like, huh? So I never saw any of this up close. She's like in the middle of the whole thing. They just cut out the audio. She finishes her little note and then she just goes like, what? And then they just usher her off the stage. Okay, so I thought this was a tech issue, but it turns out a protester tried to rush the stage. That's exciting. But huge props to you know, whoever was kind of watching the situation and the camera people who were able to switch the camera immediately. Because I do remember seeing a guy kind of get into the screen, but I thought he was just a stage worker. No, it turns out it was like a guy holding up, I think it was some sort of environment protest sign, but no one saw it. Like, unless you were there or, you know, the photos afterwards, but no one saw it on national television. And that's a good job. Good job for the people behind the scenes. Yeah, can't believe I forgot to mention all of that a couple hours ago, but again, emotions were running high over here. So, okay, enough of that. Let's go back to my original footage from a couple hours ago.
Melodi nummer 11, Mer Av Dig, Theoz!
So he performed last year. I was super impressed with his performance last year. I'm sure we'll see more of him in the future. You know, he's a really great dancer as well. This song, it's a typical Swedish song. Like, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean. It's not that interesting of a song, in my opinion, but, you know, he performed it really well. And anyone that can dance and sing at the same time and not sound out of breath, well done, well done. And lastly, we have Royals by Paul Ray. You know, I'll say this. I did not like this song before going into the finale. I was shocked by, I don't know, by how it automatically qualified. And then even more shocking, I couldn't believe how much the international audience liked Royals. Now, I will say, when I went back and watched it on YouTube, suddenly I got it. It just felt so much bigger, actually. To see it on TV or like how they filmed it and everything, it just felt way more fun to watch that way. Or maybe just like all made sense when you really saw how everything was put together versus my view of it, which was this.
We can be royals, royals. We can be royals, royals.
Another thing about seeing this in person versus how you see it on TV was that anytime they had these pyro explosions, it scared the crap out of me. Oh my gosh, you do not hear how loud it is on TV. So yeah, it scared me every time. So just a couple of honorable mentions before I'm done here. One of my favorite songs, I think I've probably listened to it the most out of all of them, is actually Inga Sorger from Lamotte, who's actually one of the mamas. So she did her own solo performance this year. Unfortunately, it did not move on to either the semifinal or the final, but that is probably one of my favorite songs for sure. Another favorite song is Sober by Laurel. I think she's American or Canadian, one of the two. Honestly, I love that song. Didn't do well, but I really enjoyed that one. And lastly, I'm kind of obsessed with the song Haunted by Rayan. That song, it's a good one. It's like deep, sad, but I love it. So those three songs, none of them made it to either the semifinal or final, but I wanted to give them a shout out because I probably listened to those three songs more than most of the actual finalists. Whew. All right, you guys. Thanks for sticking with me. I know that I can just go off on my little rants, and I try to sprinkle it in with jokes and fun times and everything. So anyway, if you made it to the end, I really appreciate it. And yeah, Eurovision, it's coming up. Am I going? No, because I couldn't get tickets. That's a whole other thing, you guys. I was waiting in the queue and all the tickets sold out. So, all right, Eurovision is in May. I have not listened to a single song from Eurovision yet, other than the one from Sweden, of course, but I'm sure I'll make a video about that too. So stay tuned. Anyway, thanks you guys so much for watching. And if you could like, comment, and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Hej då! Here's my footage of what I got to see in person. Dude, I was seeing nothing but smoke. Although to be honest, you watched the actual, like the televised version, you couldn't see much of her on TV either. They went hard on the smoke, but eventually cleared out.